It is okay to be a righteous rebel at the right time. You may have been called the prodigal son. You may have strayed away, so it seems, from a traditional framework, a traditional structure. But you were a righteous rebel. You weren't rebelling against God. You were rebelling against systems that told you this is how it had to be. You wanted to know something beyond what you've known. And sometimes when you go to discover that, the systems in place can rough you around in a sense and make you think that you rebelled and that you're being punished because you didn't conform. But you stepped out not to stray from God. You stepped out to discover more of God. And so that you could even recognize more of the benefits of God and what God truly had for you and has for you. But within the confinement, you couldn't see it. But you knew it was something more beyond where you were. And so you wanted to take what you had, your inheritance. You didn't go out to squander it. Now, this is the difference between the traditional prodigal son, in a sense, and you as a righteous rebel. No, you just want to take the resources that were available to you to go and discover something new, to discover that maybe there is something that I'm missing, that it could be here where I am, but because I'm here where I am, I'm too close to see it. Maybe I need a little bit of distance to see clearer what was before me. But I could recognize that the kingdom is in so many different places and not confined to the limitations of just what I've known. So if you've ever felt yourself wrestling with, I got to get out of here, I know there's something more. But not in the sense, again, that, yes, I just want to go and just prove I am grown on my own. And God, I don't need you at all. But just give me what I'm entitled to, in a sense, a birthright. Give that to me and let me just go and just be free flowing and do whatever I want. That was not within your soul's content. No, no. You wanted to be a righteous rebel. A righteous rebel says that it is okay to question what I'm told. It is okay to go and discover for myself and learn some hard truths, but also gain evolution in the process. And then when returning to the full awareness, it's not even returning to what was. It's reclaiming yourself anew, of understanding the best of both worlds. What my Heavenly Father has set up for me expands far beyond the confines of what I was being introduced to. Like, in fact, I couldn't see my goodness because I was too close to it. I couldn't see the forest for the trees because I didn't have connection to where I was. I just had awareness, but didn't have full awareness. But when the illusion, in a sense, or the time expansion, in a sense, of a little distance helps you to grow, helps you to learn yourself on levels, and then helps you to realize what you've always had but could not see, and still would not have seen if, in fact, you would not have ventured out to discover you, not to rebel against God, to discover more of God, to discover more of you, of God in you, of Christ in you, to be able to appreciate the finer things, and also life where it feels like you're in a pigsty. And then when you've got a good mix of it all, you realize, oh, I've got evolution here. And I've lived enough of this experience, the taste the good and the not so good, to understand that all of this, I need a little dirt to grow. And now that I've evolved, I can rightfully reign in my position, because I have a grander context outside of a framework given to me that says, this is your best life, live this. When you think about it in the prodigal son story, the brother who stayed there and did everything, quote unquote, right, was upset when there seemed to be a reward that came for the one who rebelled. And the father even said to him, you're right here. You, all of this you could have had, it's here for you. This one recognized, but didn't necessarily feel entitled anymore. He didn't feel like this is what I'm supposed to be or so, but he did have a recall of the goodness of God, but didn't realize that coming back was going to be better for him than he could have ever imagined. It's called, when you have a humble pie experience, and when you're a righteous rebel, you give yourself the pieces of humble pie in understanding. You're not actually having to be humbled or humiliated. You humble yourself under the process so that you can be like a diamond that gets extracted from the coal, gets the mining done, so that you can come forth and be more than what you could ever imagine. That's how a righteous rebel interprets their journey of straying, quote unquote, away from the traditional norms. Says, yes, I'll go out here. I'll let life, in a sense, beat me up, and I'll rebel against the systems, in a sense, so I can become the diamond. And that I can realize the value that I have, that when I come back now, the value meets me. Oh, now the value meets me. The Father comes running to me with giving me the robe and the fatted calf and the stars, this, because there's the recognition that something has been uncovered. And now the returning is not returning to what was old. It is the returning in terms of reclaiming yourself anew, because you have become anew, because the journey has made you new. Oh. And this is why sometimes people don't understand, when you go to do something different and then the Lord starts to favor you in ways far beyond your imagination. And they're sitting here, what do you mean, God? I'm the one who done his. I didn't stray away. I did this. And God is kind of like, well, that's the problem, is that you've been here with me, experiencing the goodness, playing by the rules, playing safe in a sense, but never actually taking a chance to see how I could truly be with you if you learn to do something beyond where you are. It's not rebelling and turning away from me. It's going out with my goodness so that grace and mercy can follow you. Oh, grace and mercy can follow you. That you can let me orchestrate your ways. Don't lean on your own understanding. Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. Trust in me with all your heart. How can you trust in me with all your heart and not lean on your own understanding when you are in a fixed framework that is telling you this is how you keep life great? You play by the rules. And then the rules keep you so great that you miss what God really has for you, that the fattened calf is there for you all the time. And you're just thinking, well, we just bring this out on special occasions. That everything that you want is here, that if you desire it, you can ask for it. God doesn't want it where we have to go out and rebel to know it, But sometimes even the systems that are in place to support us for our highest good can cause you to rebel, because you can't go out and become the diamond if you are still in the places that keep you from uncovering your truth and give life to you so good, make it so comfortable, so great for you, that you don't come across the necessary friction needed to extract the next level of who you are. That is when you can recognize the fullness of your true potential. So for those of you who have been righteous rebels, congratulate yourself. And those of you who have not stepped out to do that as of yet, don't downplay yourself either. Because maybe you don't actually need that part of the journey. Maybe you can uncrack open with shattering the identity right where you are and realizing that you can open up your eyes to much more. Or maybe it is your time to go beyond where you are, but just in a way that maybe you don't have to rebel against the systems anymore. You understand, I want to extract my diamond. And if that means that I have to leave in order to have that happen, then you have the courage, the courageousness to go forth and do that. Never let the systems, no matter how good they've been, keep you from what's greater. You're here to be more. You're here to be more. If you're still here, that means there's the moreness for you to live out. And don't be afraid to be a righteous rebel and go beyond your knowns.